Welcome to another episode. You've noticed that we are off the set of the My Story podcast, but in a very relaxed and comfortable surrounding. Today, the topic is on friendship, tribe, your community, whatever you want to call it. What I've discovered was that we cannot journey through this life alone. You need your friends, you need your girlfriends, you need your sisterhood to get you through the rough and the tough, the hard and the holy, the cheers and the tears. Please welcome to this set, my tribe. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Won't you please introduce yourself? Go.
Hello, I'm Crystal.
Hey, I'm Virginia.
Hi, I'm Leanne. Hello, I'm Portia.
So, ladies, we've walked a journey together through the highs and the lows, through dress-ups and dress-downs, and a great and special bond has been formed. You ladies walked a journey with me through a very rough period in my life. 2020 had a large and a vast impact on the globe and on each and every individual's lives. Yet here we are. One or two or three of us even had this dreadful disease. And here we sit as survivors. And I just love that. So let's talk friendship. Let's talk about this tribe. First of all, Virginia, is there membership for this tribe?
No, there's no open chairs. There's no open chairs.
Crystal, what does this tribe mean to you?
I love these ladies because they believe in me. They believe the best about me. And I just love that.
Virginia?
What a privilege to be friends with all of you. But if there's one word, and it might come as a surprise to you, but it's uncomplicated. Yes, we are.
The cub of the group.
So for me, it's about authenticity and the fact that we can be so real with each other. That we can be real with each other and to the world, and we can just be real.
Portia?
That's good, Leanne. For me, Proverbs 27, verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen another.
Say it,
good.
sister.
So
Say
good.
it, sister. Say it.
So good.
So when we talk about the cheers and the tears, the hard and the holy, Crystal, what do you make of those statements?
The heart and holy, for us, I think, is we love to dress up. We love to make up ourselves. We love to step into theme. And we just love doing that because it's fun. But we are more than that.
Yes.
We are women of substance. We are women of faith. We serve at our local church. In fact, all of us, we serve over 3 campuses. And we love doing that. We love to serve, and we're doing it passionately. And we're leaders. We are connect group leaders. We are color leaders. We are alpha teams that we lead. And it's just absolutely amazing that we get to do this. And we are just so much more than just the dressing up. And we also love the conferences. We love to get ourselves equipped and empowered.
Yes.
We do our own conferences at our church, the ladies' conference. We do a Women of the Valley. We do sisterhood. And it's just so important that we build into each other, but we build into other ladies of other communities.
Love
and
that.
lift them up and
Love that.
just show them that life needs to be colorful, especially sisters in Christ.
Well said, Crystal.
So good. So good.
Virginia, so talk about, we serve over 3 campuses. You especially serve and minister into a impoverished almost community. Just remind and tell our viewers what you do.
So I serve at our Santa campus, situated just outside of Durbanville. And we have a church there, and building on the church as we go about. We've got also within the community, we've got our connect groups, our alpha groups, our children's group, our youth group. So whatever you get at the other 2 campuses, you have it for Santa Cruz. 1 church, 3 locations.
And how you root for those ladies, and you say, if all of us are going to go to the ladies' conference, I want my ladies to be there too.
Yeah.
So you make a plan.
Yes.
You make
yes,
a plan.
That's correct. Because, serving there, I must be honest, it didn't happen just overnight. And it wasn't easy. As you recall, I in a birthday that I had, I spoke to one lady, Nopsy. She had to ask me several times to serve at the campus. And all the time it was no, because I just couldn't see myself there. But like you just rightfully said, but God, if He has a plan for us, all we have to do is just be obedient. And we never want to step out of obedience. And that's where I find myself, and loving the community, loving everything about Santa Cruz.
Thank you for sharing. So when you say we step up in theme, which we all just love, Leanne, remind us about all the different themes and the events that we attended.
So we've recently done, let's say, the animal print theme, which
still continues.
which wasn't planned, so by the way. But we always step up in theme. But one of it was the animal print theme. Then it was Virginia's birthday, which was the Mad Hatters, which was amazing.
And the Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby. And then, of course, our Mafia theme, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And then there was a bathing costume theme, which we didn't plan on having on the beach. And we ended up having a whole shoot happening on the beach. And then, of course, don't forget our black theme, where it was your birthday, Ron, where it was a pre-birthday celebration, and we all dressed up in our black wear, and you came in your maroon wear, and it was... So our themes are really just something that also, like Portia said earlier, did she say it earlier? Yeah. Where she just mentioned that it brings up something in all of us. Yeah. And you mentioned it so well, Ron, in terms of we dress up, we make up, we get up, we show up.
So Portia, you touched on confidence. And so I want to come back to that.
Yes.
Tell us about how you used to be and where you're at now.
Very important.
Because of this friendship circle.
So me, pre-tribe, was very conservative. I think in some sort of way I'm still here and there, but I love the space that I'm in now with tribe. Yeah. Because very conservative, very concerned of how other people would view me if I dress a certain way, if I do a certain thing. But when I met tribe, when I got to know tribe, I became so confident. I became so bold. And something that I want to share with the viewers is that me, for most and people watching that would know me would think, but that's impossible because she's happy, she's smiling, she's talking to people. That didn't come easy at all. But with tribe and seeing your confidence, your bravery, everyone else's, made me brave and confident. And something funny that I must share, if anyone had asked me if you had a swimming costume, I would say yes, but it was in archives. If I had to take it from archives, I would have dusted it off with a feather duster. But ladies, I can confidently say that I own 10 swimming costumes. That needs to be celebrated.
Wow.
Portia, and we have experienced that with you. And just the other day when we did a beach walk and we all dressed up in our animal print, you were the only one that stepped out in a costume.
Come on. Yes, that's true.
So, well done.
Thank you.
Let's fast forward after Crystal, your daughter, had this amazing wedding in March. We were all there to celebrate with you. We were there with you. And a couple of days later, with long planning, the four of you, together with your husbands, had this amazing trip planned to Phuket. And all 8 of you got onto a plane, flew out to Thailand, and I'll pick up the story from there.
Let me start. So we're in Thailand before lockdown happens, and we having a ball of a time. But I think it was 4 days in, 3 days in, and in that time, before we knew, we were so excited to be there that we probably saw about 13 to 14 islands in that time. And then on the 4th day, boom, we hear the president announcing that there's a lockdown.
In Thailand.
In Thailand. And we are in panic mode. We need to get home.
Yeah.
And every flight, I think we booked about 3 flights.
Sure.
And then
We tried.
when it came through, it was cancelled. It was, and then what happened?
What happened then?
Then we marched off to the airport in faith, thinking that we're going to get flights at a kiosk, because online it was so impossible to get a flight under 80,000 Rand. Can you believe it? 80,000 Rand a ticket. And we just decided, no, we're going to walk to the airport. We all luggage, bags.
Yeah.
At that point, only one luggage bag per person.
Yeah.
And we marched up to the airport in faith, trying to see if we can get a flight. And kiosk, they said and they did. They had a flight for us, and it was 3 weeks after our proposed flight, which we thought, okay, 3 weeks. 3 weeks more than what we meant. Okay, we're still going to take this on because that's the only available and first available flight that there was. And if I fast forward, in our dismay, 3 weeks later, that flight was also cancelled. We ended up staying in Thailand for 2 months, as we all know, and some people that don't. We were there for 2 months, of which
Which
kids,
was meant to have been a 10-day
10-day
Yes.
holiday,
Yes.
which was then now a 60-day unpaid holiday.
and financially strapped. Cash strapped.
Cash strapped to that extent that we literally had to pick up the phone and make calls, which I think stepped us all out of our comfort zones. Had to make calls to people and ask for help.
Yeah.
Crystal, you have a remarkable story around that. So now you are trapped in a foreign country, speaking a foreign language over there, out of your comfort zones, away from your home, away from your children. And so what happened? How does a mom and a dad feels at that moment in time?
Obviously, we were at some stages horrified, but the amazing thing, something that stood out for us, was the amazing support that we got from our family, our church family. Rhonda, you and Mark, you fetched out children. They stayed with you for 2 months. You fed them. You've saw to every need, and they were happier, and they were in the best possible care. We had no concern about our goals, honestly, and that, I think that helped us tremendously. Just knowing our children is taken care of, they're safe. They're safe, and that made our stay over there. It actually helped us. It made it so much easier, bearable. Yes.
Virginia, in your experience?
I think also, we speak about community and we speak about tribe here. But when we were there and people were here, we really experienced community. And how people just loved on us, how they would phone us, check in with us. Is everything okay at home? Do you need stuff? And that, at days, we couldn't. We just got so overwhelmed with days, we just cried. Because then this one would come with a phone call, this one gave this, or that type of thing. So we had a community serving our family when we couldn't. And there's one thing that Crystal said when we were in Thailand, just before we came home, when we knew we were going to come home. And she said, we must actually take a world map and mark off all the countries in the world of people that prayed for us, because that is what our community at
Your
the time
village.
looked
Yeah.
like. It was the world. It
Yeah.
wasn't just, a small fraction of people.
Yeah.
And that made us stronger. And if you would allow me, I would just want to mention one thing is we went to Thailand for several reasons because we had 10 bathing costumes. We went there. That was one of the reasons. Another reason why we went was to not renew our vows. You always help me. Renew our vows.
Recommit.
Oh, this clever
Recommit.
people.
Because she's the youngest.
She's the youngest.
youngest.
Brain is fresh.
Very fresh.
So we were going to recommit, and the ladies as tribe, we're going to dress up in our white dresses. We had headgear and everything. We're going to do this on the beach, candles, everything. Without Rhonda. She didn't want to come. But anyway, but God had other plans for us.
Yeah.
Then we were there. We were stuck, but we weren't stuck. And then we did the marriage course by Craig Rochelle. And on the last day, we were in the flat, and we were all there. And Cyril, because he was leading us, he just said, I think we should do this. If we all can just stand up and just say to your partner how you feel. And that was our vows that we went to without a white dress, without dress up. But it was you, your partner, and God. So that was absolutely phenomenal. I speak for myself, and I'm sure for everybody here. Our marriages hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
It
I
hasn't
like
been
You
the
know
same.
what I also loved was the daily devotionals that we did
Yeah.
as well. And also every morning as a couple we prayed for each other. And I'm just Chrissy, you spoke about the church and how our pastors phoned us, kept in contact with us and their wives. And it was so beautiful. I actually get emotional just thinking of this journey. It's been a year and a bit ago, but it's still the journey that we and also, Ron, we met amazing people when we were there. So we had purpose when we were there, because the people who we met and who were far from God drew close to God and still are. And also friendships that we have, we are still in contact with them. Solid connections that were made, we're still in contact with them today. And that's beautiful.
So it's all about being salt and light.
Yeah.
And no matter where you are, or and no matter under what circumstances you find yourself, being salt and light never
Representing him.
changes.
Yeah.
Coming back to 2020, which is very emotional for me and very sensitive topic, was the passing of Mark, my husband, and sudden death that rocked my world and my children and my grandchildren. And how, for me, the tribe came and surrounded me. I'm alone because I'm stuck with COVID, and so I'm in quarantine. But outside of that circle, I'm surrounded by friendship and food. You know where I'm going to go with that?
I had a feeling one was going to bring that up.
And so allow me and give me permission,
Please
Portia, to say that Portia was also part of the food train, and Virginia got strict instructions because I wasn't eating well, I wasn't doing well, and of course I wasn't functioning optimally. And so Virginia kind of came in and took charge of that and said, Portia, Rhonda wants tomorrow delivered a loaf of bread, one avo, one soup, and that's it.
That's it. And I brought.
And Portia text to say, I can't be there at 5 because I said they have to be here before 6.
Yeah.
Because after 6, I must prepare for my evening ritual,
Yes.
and that takes a long time. So by 5, Portia must be here. Portia texts to say, I'm not going to be there at 5 because of whatever. I'll be there at 5:30, and at 20 to 6, the doorbell rings, and Portia's daughter comes into the driveway
With
25 avos more than one bread, more than one
Muffins,
soup,
chocolate muffins.
chocolates, cake,
DVDs.
and 4 DVDs.
This is what Tribe is about. Doing things exceptionally and in excellence.
So, Portia, as we wrap up, I want to say to the viewer and to my friends, that is what friendship does.
Yeah.
They give more than enough, not only physically or tangible goods, but contribute spiritually, emotionally, physically to my healing, to my being, helped in restoring me to wellness. Virginia walked in as my caregiver, and I had to allow you to serve me, to restore me back to health. You took that without asking, without being prompted, and that's what each and every one of you, and that's why I love to belong to this ladies that we called Tribe.
This is Tribe.
So where's your mugs? I said bring a mug, bring your favorite mug, because this is how we coffee in the morning. And I took my mug where this lady is dancing, and I like to say dance like no one's watching. Crystal.
Today is the day. This statement is about, for me, perspective, and it's about attitude. You can make every day your day.
Sure, good.
So good. This mugs means nothing. I've got flowers, birds, but it's beautiful. And the reason I brought it, this was a gift. And it's my first fine bone china.
Good, Virginia.
And go.
So mine says, let your faith be bigger than your fear. Well, without saying much, I think it says so much in terms of what this tribe means to me and what it means to our world out there and what it means to every person in our lives. Beautiful. Just let your faith be bigger than your fear.
So good. So
Love
good.
that. Love that. This mug actually belongs to my husband, of which I claimed. And it's beautiful, not because it's big, so it takes a lot of coffee, because I'm a coffee addict. But this, Joshua 1 verse 9, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God
Sure.
will be with you wherever you go.
So
Amen.
And on that note, we all say,
Amen.
If you enjoyed this episode, won't you please like, share, and subscribe? So see you next time on the set of My Story.